So how is weightlessness a peak performance system, and how does it differ from possibly other options? I feel like a lot of things that address performance in general, they tend to be predictive, and the logic behind them tends to be fairly linear. And they tend to say these are the things that you're going to face, and these are the challenges ahead, and this is how you are able to manage those, or even this is how you develop specific facets of maybe your own personality or the way that you handle certain things. And I won't say anything negative about them. I know a lot of coaches, and I think that those insights are tremendous, but what makes weightlessness different is it doesn't prepare us for things that we foresee. It prepares us for the unforeseen. That's what I feel is fundamentally different about it, in that we may be able to prepare for things that we assume, but the one thing that we do know is that we don't know what is really coming in the future. And in terms of peak performance, to be able to face the unknown with a sense of confidence, with strength, with grace, with power, this is extremely meaningful. I mean, to me, this is the height of peak performance. And again, it comes back to maybe an analogy of somebody that is fighting for their life on the streets, for example. They're stepping into a world of chaos. And it's not about how much they've learned, because there is no amount of learning that will encapsulate the chaos and the lack of structure that occurs in real self-defense situations. But what does prepare that person for those situations are things that are somewhat immutable. It's the confidence, it's the focus, it's the strength that comes from really putting your body to the test, and the awareness that comes with finding true stillness. And these things aren't, again, they're not localized skills. They transition to all things. And so if we're talking about peak performance, it shouldn't be peak performance for a thing or a particular domain. And I think that most coaching methodologies and most domains that try to allow us to improve, they tend to be domain specific in some way or another, or they look at forming habits. But they don't really look at stressing ourselves to a point where when we go to battle, it's as if it was in training. They don't treat training as if it's going to war. And weightlessness in some ways does that. It treats training as if it's war, so that when we go to war, it's like training. We're extremely well equipped for it. We see things that are familiar, and the things that we don't recognize, we've seen worse elsewhere. So that's maybe how it differs a bit.